Local charities to receive funding cuts. Government spending cuts live reaction. And in sport, Winchester City in yet more cup drama. Good afternoon. Welcome to Winchester News Online. I'm Claire Brandy. Winchester Night Shelter is to receive substantial funding cuts along with over 30 other charitable organisations in the local area. With only one full-time member of staff, these cuts could force the shelter to close. Jack Cortez investigates.
The homeless in Winchester are amongst the victims of funding cuts to charities and local organisations this week. Winchester Night Shelter already had its funding cut from £10,000 to £4,000 in 2008, but once again it will face a funding cut this year. In comparison, the redevelopment of Winchester High Street this year cost £2 million. One of the councillors in charge of deciding where the council money is spent spoke briefly on the effects of charities and why the cuts are needed.
I don't think it should make that much difference because the organisations already exist. A lot of them don't have a big budget anyway, and a lot of them will be done by volunteers who don't get paid.
The Winchester Night Shelter's manager commented on Councillor Harry Verney's statement.
Would it affect us? Of course it would. We can't cut our staff anymore, and we run on a complete shoestring skeleton staff.
The Night Shelter and the other 36 organisations to face cuts shows the effects of the financial crisis are long-standing and painful for those in Winchester. But at least the streets are clean. Jack Cortez-Brown for WINOL News.
Today sees the release of the government spending review, and I have with me now in the studio Julie Cordier, our financial correspondent, who's been watching the news as it unfolds. Julie, how is this going to affect Winchester specifically?
Well, the really shocking news that nobody was expecting is a 41% cut in arts administration, and a lot of our students here at the University of Winchester are looking to go into that field. So they won't be able to find a job after graduating, so it's really bad news for Winchester students. Yeah.
Anything else that's particularly going to affect Winchester University?
Well, the other big headline is that the BBC is going to lose £340 million. So that means that students who want to go into media or journalism won't be able to find a job at the BBC.
That's certainly bad news for students like us, Julie. And how about universities as a whole? How are they going to fare?
Well, the overall cut is about 7%, so that's a lot of pain. This is really bad for us. It's going to affect a lot of universities, but Winchester is in a better position than other universities. It's still damaging. OK, thanks very much indeed, Julie. Now, our crime correspondent Andrew Giddings attended Winchester Crown Court on Monday, where Tracy Dorber, a female member of a notorious paedophile ring, was found guilty of sexual assault.
44-year-old Tracy Dorber was found here at the court to have sexually assaulted a 5-month-old girl while her boyfriend photographed the abuse. Dorber, formerly of Southport in Merseyside, had entered a not guilty plea, claiming that she did not know that photographs were being taken while she held the baby. However, her then boyfriend, 40-year-old Colin Blanchard, who'd already admitted taking the pictures, said that Dorber was fully aware of what was happening and that he was simply following her instructions. Now, Blanchard has already been convicted for child pornography offences and was a key figure in the infamous case involving Bristol nursery worker Vanessa George. Mr Justice Royce denied a request for bail, saying that a custodial sentence of some length is inevitable. This is Andrew Giddings for Winchester News Online, Winchester Crown Court.
Commuters will have to share the pain. That's according to Transport Secretary Philip Hammond. The government plans to increase train fares in order to meet the new requirements of the recent spending review. Here's Julie Cordier with more.
Commuters will soon pay more money for their train tickets. According to Transport Secretary Philip Hammond, billions of pounds must be saved from the transport budget. Winchester City Council fear that the rise will affect the city.
If people start to make the calculation and choose to use car instead of rail, then you have extra parking problems, you have extra circulation of travel, because as you know, Winchester's got a one-way system in the middle, and for rail prices to go up, that is going to be a huge problem for people, and a barrier to work, to even to business.
Well, we'll probably have to start driving, won't we?
Yeah.
And socially, it would affect us socially, because we've got to go see mates and things, and we can't if it's going to be so expensive.
The Association of Train Operating Company has recently announced that raising fares is the government's decision. The head of Transport Select Committee has also warned the public about unlimited increases in fares. There is also a risk of overcrowding as 2,000 new carriages are on hold across the UK. Chancellor George Osborne will reveal his spending review this morning. Julie Cordier, Winchester News Online.